Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Delta and Myra back for another video. Feeling a bit better this week. Or, no, I'm sorry. That's completely false. I'm feeling a lot better today. This week, I think I had like spring flu or something like that. It's been terrible, honestly, but today I feel better. Uh, Yesterday I was like getting there. Today I'm good. So, if anyone else has been sick or is sick, get better. I know the struggle, but yeah, today we've got none other than Aquapolis, a very cool set, the next E-Series set. This Blissey in the trees is very cool to me. I don't know, just something about a giant Blissey. In my opinion, that's pretty cool. But moving on more, this set's a little interesting in the beginning, such that we don't have holos for the first cards in the set, which is a bit different than the sets I've been, kind of covering previous ones. It starts off with rares nonetheless, but non-holo rares, as you can see. Very cool artwork. When I look at a set like Aquapolis, I feel like looking at these sets, it's kind of it comes to mind of vintage art. Now, don't kill me when I say this, but I know like our base set fossil jump. Well, I'll just say base set. Base set holos, I'm like, yeah, those are like the classic. Those are the start. But when I think of like vintage holos, I like to think of the E-Series because I personally feel like the holos were way better. That's just what I think, artwork wise. I'm saying, yeah, to each their own, right? It's just my preference. It's not me at all like trying to take away from the base set holos because I know, those will always be a staple. That's what we started with, and if we didn't have those, what are we going to base anything off of? So, yeah, those are going to always be amazing. But yeah, there's something, people, continue to say there's just something about the E-Series art that's very cool. And I was talking to one of my friends the other day about this. It's kind of like we have more or less like a resurgence of this type of art recently, but improved upon with the Scar and the Violet era. I think that we're just getting insanely good. We're spoiled right now, and it's cool. It's cool to be in another era like that. But yeah, you can look at these cards and just really see how much detail goes into it. The right choice of the, I almost said the shading of the card, not the shading, not the outline either. What is it? It's the, I guess you could say like the theme, like the main color of the card, not in the main picture, the picture frame, the block in the middle of the card. I feel like they did an amazing job with that in these series. Like, check out the Bellsprout, the way it flows together, it just looks like a whole art piece in itself. They chose an excellent color. Again, you can look at Flaffy. I want another really good one, Gloom. They do the grass ones really well, I will say, because you look at them and then you think, man, I'm just looking at a picture of art. It's really cool. Like, they did great. And again, the yellow borders do great on these as well. I'm a fan of them. I think it's cool. That Nidorino, I feel like that's shiny. Feel like it is. Not sure. Probably gonna have to check it, look it up after. But I love when they throw in like shinies, but kind of like keep us guessing, like, oh, is that a shiny? And then years later you're like, oh shoot, the whole time. Very cool. Because that's kind of what was in the games, I feel like, for most people, because it was so rare to find them. It took a while for people to start, like shiny hunting. So I feel like when someone ran across one, it was like, oh, it's just a glitch or something like that. That's how rare they were back in the day. It was cool. It's very cool. This Eevee is awesome, like the Eevee at the tower. And that Drowsy, that's a very iconic Drowsy that was made time and time again in future art sets. I hope my voice isn't too raspy because I'm not 100%. I want to say I'm like 90%, so I should be good tomorrow. I have some plans tomorrow. Should be fun. But yeah, like you see this horsey, like the blue background works really well. It's not just that it's blue and then you see underwater. It's like the shading of the blue and the way they kind of have dark accents in some of it, and in other parts it's kind of more of a lighter color. I think that's what distinguishes these from other eras. That's what I think personally. And of course, like the block, the picture itself of the card is just, they're just drawn beautifully, painted beautifully. It's something special. I love it. I really appreciate it. Eventually, though, soon we're going to be getting to my favorite card in the set, which, I don't know, I guess it's the top choice. I have no clue. Again, you guys know I'm not all value obsessed. Like, I like what I like, and that's what I collect. That's what I point out when I'm looking at these card art appreciations. That's the whole point of it. So, yeah. Moving on. Oh my gosh, that Onyx. I've always loved that Onyx. So cool. Gosh, see, oh my gosh, that's what I love the most. Like, just little artworks that just stick out so much when you're like looking at a set list or opening packs. There's just a feeling that, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, that's like Pokemon cards to me. If I could describe like why I like Pokemon cards, that's it right there. It's like that feeling when you just come across something, an artwork you really like or a card you really like, and you just, it gets filtered in a file in your brain, and when you see it again sometime, you're like, oh man, I remember that one. Maybe there's like a moment that you were going through in your life that you just think back on it, and there it is for you again. These trainers are pretty interesting. I feel like that's something that's also kind of coming back a bit more. I mean, granted, we do have like 8 specs, which is completely different, but I think you guys know what I mean. Like, we have items where I kind of reference them in the game. Oh, Pokepark, that's pretty cool. Did you guys know there actually was a Pokemon park? Pokepark in Japan, very long ago. I think it was early 2000s. I actually have a card that was from there. It's one of my prized possessions. And there it is, Lugia. Lugia is actually my favorite card from the set. I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Lugia is my second favorite Pokemon. And a crystal one nonetheless is pretty cool. But yeah, I think the crystals were cool. I think I had all of them as guys. I don't know what my luck was when I was a kid, but it was just nutty. And then now we have the holos, as I was saying before. They didn't. There's something about that Blissey. Why is that Blissey so big? It's like the size of a tree. But yeah, they just switched up the order of the holos, and I think that's pretty cool. Kind of more reminiscent of what we see nowadays with more of the secret rares towards like the back of the set list, which makes sense. They're secrets, but even just cards that are in the set proper are towards the back if they're more rare cards to pull, harder to pull. But yeah, have a great one, everyone.